You know what I don't have? I don't have a killer instinct.
That was so bad, Bart's got to get fired. Bart, you're fired. Bo screwed it up so bad, you're fired.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Let's make another excuse for this jackwad.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kirk Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Well, it's nice of you to join us this morning, answering the bell.
Proud of myself.
I wondered if you would
so
be here
proud of
tonight.
myself.
I mean, I really did.
Last guy in the building. I'm
Really
so proud of myself.
I pulled up and I didn't see that giant pickup truck out there, and I thought, uh-oh, Bo's not going to be able to answer the bell. Was out partying late last night, living like a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
And Justin Moore. I saw the picture. Bart, there's Justin Moore there. David Basil.
Yeah.
D-Mac,
Yep.
of course.
Yep.
Hunter, I think, was there. Hunter
yeah.
was
Oh,
there.
he was
Hunter
there.
introduced him.
Yeah.
Noted party animal Kevin Trainer was there. And I'm thinking these boys are going to be out all night. And so what's it like to live backstage like a rock star, man? What's it like?
I think I tried to match Kevin Trainor's Diet Coke to bourbon ratio,
I got you.
and it did not work out.
I was going to say,
He'd get a Diet Coke bourbon.
yeah,
It didn't work out.
yeah, worked out better for him.
I'll tell you, I pulled in the parking lot. I thought I was in the wrong place. There were vehicles out there.
Lots of people.
Yeah. No,
it-
I'm talking about here this morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I pulled in, and I,
It was,
of course, Edward and Bart
confusing.
were here, and I'll bet they were in panic mode because everything in Bo's not here.
wouldn't that have been great if
And,
we both no-showed?
Yeah.
What would Bart do?
Well, I don't know, but
We'd have a radio show. I'll tell you that.
Let's mess around and find out.
there would be a radio.
Let's
show.
maybe not, but
And
appreciate the sentiment.
so give us the full report, man. Give us the full report.
You know,
everyone's dying to know how to.
You know,
how
it's
it
just,
went.
it was so good to be at such a great concert for such a good cause.
Yeah.
You see
Wow.
what I'm wearing?
How
I
many
got a-
times have you
I
said
got
that? You
I
bought
got
a hat.
I got a new hat.
That's a nice.
Don't
hat.
ever
it really
say
is a
that
good.
I
hat.
didn't donate to Arkansas NIL.
Did they
'Cause
have a big crowd?
Oh, it was a great
Was
crowd.
it
oh,
good?
it was awesome.
I saw where Hunter was on the stage.
Yeah.
D-Mac came out.
I was up there too. You just didn't see me.
Yeah.
I was hidden behind
Yeah.
the drums.
Yeah. Well, I was
Couldn't
looking
see
for
over
you.
the drums.
I was looking for you.
Yeah. Well, I was,
And
it was awesome. It was a great
so
atmosphere.
what was the
There-
backstage party like? Take us backstage.
It was pretty chill.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
not just good, Bart. It was chill.
No, it was pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Let me dumb it down to your phrase.
Please do.
Yeah, it was pretty relaxed.
Yeah. Okay.
Watching some college football, watching the Fighting Chad Morrises
they won big.
on the side of the bus.
I didn't realize yesterday when we were speaking of him that he was actually going to be on television.
You know, is he the wide receivers coach or the passing game coordinator?
I read.
Or
he's
both.
He's both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We had a good night. They
Oh.
threw it all over the place.
Oh,
They beat
yeah.
whoever was Sam Houston. Somebody played. Sam Houston played last night. Who'd they play? Edward?
Sam Houston State played UTEP, I believe.
That's
and they
smart.
won. I checked the scores this morning.
Yeah, Sam Houston State won 41-21. Texas
that.
State beat Troy
Troy.
38-17.
The
They
Troy
went
Trojans.
to Troy and
Wow,
defeated
They went to Troy, Alabama.
the Trojans.
Holy cow.
What about the NFL game?
There was nobody at that
It
game,
was,
by the way.
it was overtime.
It went to
Falcons
overtime.
won. Kirk Cousins, baby.
Yep.
You watch
Edward-
it?
Over the Bucks.
You
I
watch it
didn't-
on
I didn't
Prime?
watch any. Edward told me about it.
Yeah.
When we didn't think you were going to be here,
Yeah.
I was like walking around the room. Well, I guess we got to figure out something to talk
Yeah.
about.
Falcons 36, Bucks 30 in overtime.
Yeah. So that was a thriller. Not as thrilling as the night you had, but in all
Right.
seriousness, I don't know how much money they raised. I'm sure it was a pretty good amount. And
But they left some money in some seats.
did they really?
Well, you know, I mean,
There were empty seats.
there were some.
What you're saying is if a
It
seat's
looked-
empty, you're leaving money on the
That's right.
table.
That's right.
I got you.
We got to do a better job of letting people know the concert is for NIL. So tonight, you and I are going to do one
We are. Okay.
for NIL.
We're going to just go down to Dixon
We
Street,
are.
grab
We're
a
gonna-
couple of microphones.
We're going to
and
get a
away
megaphone.
We're
We're
going
going to get a megaphone.
That sounds good. I'll look forward to that. But I mean, in all seriousness, I'm glad they were able to pull that off last night. And it's great that they did. And it really was a stars come out night in Northwest Arkansas, as evidenced by the pictures you
I
sent out.
asked D-Mac a couple times. I said, have you ever been to a country concert before? He said, no, but I'm liking it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Dude, he looks like he could play right now.
Oh,
I mean, he could just absolutely go through a wall right now.
he does. And he still looks like a guy you wouldn't want to mess with.
Not at all.
I mean, he's still got it going on. I mean, he's got the
He doesn't say a lot, so he doesn't put himself out there a lot, but he's the GOAT.
he is the GOAT.
He is.
I mean, he really
Like if you introduce Darren McFadden to somebody that has no idea
Yeah.
who he is, how would you introduce
Yeah.
him? What would you say?
I-
What would the words be?
It would be, this is the greatest Arkansas football player in history.
I mean,
this is our greatest ever.
Yeah.
This is our GOAT.
There's no debate about that.
When he ran for 321 on South Carolina,
Yeah.
and then they came back like the next week and took a yard away or something.
They took 2 yards
2
away.
yards
So he
away.
tied the record or something.
Right,
Because it was
Like, what are we talking
3:23
about?
when we
Yeah.
left. It was 3:23
Right.
when we left the stadium.
And it was 321.
It was 3:21 by morning. So
The statistician
I don't remember.
know.
I don't recall exactly how that. I don't know if the SEC got involved
That's like
or
Probably so.
that's like kneeling at the goal line
Oh,
to
I
close
know.
a game out.
I know it. Yeah, I
He just
recall
kept
that.
running and running and running.
Well, he gave Tennessee fits too one
He-
time.
Game day was here.
Yeah.
That was the game day.
He
Yeah.
threw that touchdown pass to
Yeah.
Marcus Monk on the little out of the Wildcat.
There are some real memories as far as Arkansas and Tennessee goes. I mean, you think about that ball game and obviously the redemption game. And I mean, those of us who are old enough to remember, I mean, we go all the way back to the Liberty Bowl 50 years ago.
1972.
1972.
Saw it in Clay's column
Yeah, I
today.
know. Clay remembers it like it was yesterday. And but Hogs got hosed. They did. They got hosed. And so
Was that the Lewis Campbell interception game?
yeah, I had three.
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah. And but at any rate, Tennessee wins the ball game. And ever since then, there's been a rivalry because obviously it's right across the river. We don't play one another all that often, even as members of the conference. I mean, we were permanent opponents there for a little bit, but not for very long. And so I think it'll be fun tomorrow night. I hope it's fun because it's a close game and Arkansas's got a chance to win in the fourth quarter. But I like it when the Razorbacks play Tennessee, and I wish they played them more often, even when they're good. We've played them years when they were bad. But I like playing the Big Orange.
Well, I saw a couple of them at the airport yesterday.
Really?
My parents came in, went to the airport to meet them.
How'd that go?
It was great.
Cheerful
It was
reunion?
great. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then here come two Tennessee guys like that are ahead of the posse.
Yeah. First one's out.
You got to send people ahead of the posse. I mean, they work for the school.
Recon.
Yeah, they got to get
They're the
here,
recon people.
make sure the hotel rooms are still available.
Advanced
still
team.
there.
They're
Yeah.
advanced team.
Probably put the tape in the ballroom. of
Like
the
when you
hotel for
travel.
the
You got a
walkthrough.
team.
Yes.
Yeah. Bart goes a day
Absolutely.
ahead
Absolutely.
and make sure everything's cool.
It normally it works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're coming, man. It's gonna be.
There are going
it's
to be a
gonna
lot of those.
it-
There's
there were
going to be a
Tennessee.
lot of them.
Oh,
here.
there were Tennessee fans at the concert.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, they're going to be here. There were some at Coach Pittman's show Wednesday night.
Who does that?
Well,
That's a great idea.
Well, these people were
these people.
these
people.
these folks were they actually were Pittman
Were they
fans.
chill?
They were chill. They were, yeah. I mean, it was a really chill scene. And so they were there to see Coach Pittman.
Wonder what Gentle Ben thinks about all
I don't
this.
know, but he's been waiting. Gentle Ben, you're on the Chuck and Bo show. Good morning.
Well, man, if I got to listen to all of y'all's show, this would be my favorite part, what y'all were just talking about with the rivalry with Tennessee and that game in the Liberty Bowl. And I don't remember how old I was at the time. Yeah, I was probably about 18, 19, 20, and we were really into football and all that kind of stuff. And I remember one thing that happened in it, close to the end, we were ahead, and Tennessee, we fumbled the ball, and we recovered the fumble, and but the referees, the Tennessee referees that were from Memphis or whatever, signaled that Tennessee had recovered the fumble, and that was when we had, the great quarterback that went on to play for the Buffalo Bills, and used to hand the ball off to cut him up OJ, and Jenna Simpson, and Joe Ferguson, and anyway, but they called it wrong on purpose, just cheating all hogs. They said that Tennessee got the football and everything. Well, the guy that got it was pretty tall, pretty big for the players back then. He was looking down at the referee, and when he got stood up, he put the ball in the referee's face, saying, "See, I got the football." And then, it was, then they called it, Tennessee ball. But the player said that, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name, but anyway, he said his next thought was to drop the football and hit the referee in the face with his fist, and that would have been ugly. But anyway, it was a great game, but it looked like we were going to win it. And then anyway, our quarterback ended up winning the most valuable. They'd already announced that he was going to be the most valuable player of the game, and we ended up being the losing team.
Preston Watts is the referee's name. Preston Watts was his name.
Oh, yeah.
And just to show you, we were talking yesterday about how that was a Liberty Bowl game, and you had number 18 against number 9. Arkansas was 18th, if I'm not mistaken, or Tennessee was 9th, or vice versa. I don't recall. But now the Liberty Bowl is a 6-6 game. I mean, you go 6-6, you go to Memphis. But back then, Chris Schenkel and Bud Wilkinson did the game. I mean, it was a big game. And Preston Watts was the official. And everything Gentle Ben said was exactly right.
I was thinking about Philip Fulmer because he's quoted in this column that Clay wrote. He talked to Philip Fulmer. He found Philip Fulmer. I haven't read the whole column yet because that's a 3-hour ordeal. But when I do, I'll figure out where Phil Fulmer is now. But
I think I've got his card, really.
You do?
I was introduced him at some touchdown club meeting or something a while back, and we were sitting by one another, and he handed me his card, said, if I can ever do anything for you.
Do you put those contacts in your phone, or you just leave the card and put it in the drawer?
I think I just threw it
Take
away.
a picture of the card next time. That way it'll be in your phone. You can go find it.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
It's nice to be able to say I've got Bo Mattingly's card.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to say.
Yeah, from the 90s.
Yeah.
So Clint Sterner was hanging out in Nashville one night, years ago. And he meets some girl. She walks up to him and she said, "My dad said to buy you a drink." And he said, "Oh, who's your dad?" She said, "Phil Fulmer." He wanted to say thanks.
He was really
thank you.
He was really kind of a fun guy to talk to.
Oh,
I mean, he really was. And
he was smug when you looked at him
he was
across
no
the way.
Question. Oh, hey, let me tell you something. It's been a long time. It's been 25, 26 years now. Whenever I see T. Martin, I get mad because he walked around that stadium holding up that number 1 sign like, they hadn't been given the game. I think he might have said God was on their side too at the end. And dude, give me a break.
It made it so sweet. We talked about the 99 game and the goalpost down to Dixon and all that, but it made it so sweet because of the way they are. They're like Texas. Or they were then.
They were then.
They were then.
They were then. They got their comeuppance quite a bit during the some of the other eras. But no, they were. I can remember going to back when I went to SEC media days, and they were good. I mean, when Fulmer came in, it was like Saban. Yeah, he was the guy back in those days.
Did you see all the national days that Bart put?
I did see every single one of them.
Leaving them off.
It's National Body Language Day. It's National Body Language Day. I'm a big believer in body language. I really am.
Oh yeah.
But
let's get into
I didn't know it had its own day.
Yeah. Gentle Ben, right out of the gates. I was going to ask him where he got the name. Do you know? where he came up with
his name's
gentle Ben.
What I mean is, it's a natural
But
thing
you put
to
an
say.
adjective on the front of it.
Well, I mean, that's.
What would be the adjective
if you're of
in
a
front of your
certain
name?
generation? If you're of a certain generation,
Gentle Chuck.
you remember the show Gentle Ben, and so it's natural.
There you
go.
There you go. 877-37.
Got to be old enough to understand.
6963. It's 617. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't but one razorback. Number one.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
The Henry family laid the foundation for sports media in this state, and that foundation still stands strong to this day. The Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders knows a thing or two about a good foundation, and they're proud to sponsor Clay Henry's latest column. Be sure to check out the Parade of Homes happening on October 4th through the 6th and 11th through the 13th from noon to 5 daily. Don't miss Clay's columns every week, only on hitthatline.com.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I got up this morning early watching the sunrise. I got it run through
through my veins right now. You know what I cranked up? I cranked up a song, Whatever It Takes by Image Dragon. And the song, you know what? It symbolizes grit and determination. And I want to send that song to our team and players. Because you better find your grit and determination. You can win this game at Jordan Harris. Win it for your coach. Win it for our fan base. And more importantly, win it for yourself.
Bo, you can make it to work on time, even though you stayed out till 3 o'clock in the morning.
What time is it?
I don't know. But you can make it to work on time.
I didn't stay out till 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's
Did you not?
set the record straight?
Did you not? Well, you were with the A-list party group. Your eyes look rough. I'm not going to lie to you. You look rough. You look like Death
I
Warmed
just got
Over.
a text that said they look like glazed donuts.
I mean,
I'm unrecognizable.
Oh, again, you were out with the A-list group last
I remind
night.
myself of a young Chuck Barrett calling baseball games on the road.
Well, that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That'll be
That
fine.
was I wasn't able to pull that.
Man,
off.
it was a great time. Justin is such a good dude. We had him on the show yesterday. They're just the most humble, down-to-earth guy that you will ever meet in that position.
Well, and there were a lot of things at work last night. I mean, first off, you got a guy that loves Arkansas. You got the power of the Razorbacks. I mean, all that stuff came together last night. And forget the raising money part.
Man,
I mean, that's
know.
important. That's important. I'm not saying it's not, but forget that for a minute. This is a guy that grew up loving the Razorbacks. I'm from Arkansas. I understand what having the AD hand you a jersey with your last name on the back can mean to somebody. I guarantee you that's going to be one of his prized possessions. And this is a guy that's got gold records. So it was just great to have that kind of event last night, and everybody just kind of celebrate one another.
He got done playing, went straight to the bus, like right behind the stage, comes out of the bus within like 2 minutes, and he's got an Arkansas hoodie and hat on.
Well, yeah.
Just right.
Well, just
Cowboy
kind of
hat
like the
off.
rest of us. You
They
get,
just, man, I'm back
you
to
get
mine.
off work, you
Yeah.
go home, you
Yeah.
put on your lounging clothes,
Walking
and most of
around,
them are Razorback things.
That's what he does.
JR's in Shady Grove. JR, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, guys. How are y'all this morning?
Doing okay. How are you
Chuck's doing better than I am.
Yeah,
Dude.
Bo's struggling.
Good. Man, it's Friday. Well, I guess it's Friday for you guys.
Yeah.
I got a question
Well,
for
For
you.
all
got a
of
game.
us.
Chuck's
Friday
got-
for all of us.
That means Chuck's got a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. On this blocking scheme, I mean, is it going to be to the point where we put two backs on either side of him, on each side, and to help out with this tackle blocking
Well, the last
issue,
time
or
they
what?
did that's when the fumble got blown up in the backfield.
I think it'd be situational. I mean, I'm not saying you won't see that some. I think you will. I still think you'll see him probably snap it out of the pistol more than anything else, or at least, it'll that'll be probably at least half the time, I would think. But yeah, you'll see, I would imagine, an instance or two, but I don't know that that's always for protection's sake. I mean, a lot of times one of those guys at the very least is running some kind of pass pattern.
Well,
That may chip
it
first.
has to
but-
do with all kinds of things. It's not like there's one
All
solve. Like, yeah, let's have the tight end stay in and block. Let's have an extra running back. All that stuff's situational, but I don't know that I'm ready to get into the classroom right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just over here.
Bo's over there, his
having
mind's
some-
numb, and Jay, hey,
wait.
on this blocking scheme, what do you think about that blocking scheme, Bo?
What is the protection they called?
And
David's in Searcy. David, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, David.
I'd just like to say I'm glad that we finally got all the idolizing and everything and all the compliments for you two guys over with, because yesterday, obviously, Chuck was behind the eight ball. I believe I could have come and taken his place in the show. The quality would not have gone down much. And now Bo stays out partying. Bo stays out partying all night. Chuck, has Bo brushed his teeth or combed his hair this morning?
Let's not get carried away.
really.
wow. No, I think Bo just
No.
woke up and said, geez, where am I? I got to get to work.
I am sort of displaced at the
I'm just carrying on. I love you guys, and I hope y'all are more average average, Joe, than what I thought you were. Actually, I'm proud. Hey, we got a big game tonight, Bo. Rogers, they're a tough team, man. I watched them play Coach Kelly's team.
Yeah.
I watched them play Coach Kelly's team down there at Sheridan, and they just completely dismantled all of his sophomores he's got playing this year.
Well, you know,
I
I'm
really
off my
felt for
game
him.
because I have no Fayetteville gear.
I was
on
going
right
to
now.
say, man.
I didn't even know it was
What,
Friday.
did you not get the wash done or what?
I didn't know it was Friday. I just
Oh,
stumbled
well,
in here.
Hey, listen, we love you guys. Chuck, let me encourage you when things fall apart tomorrow. Don't let on, man.
What do you,
just
David?
just
What
hold in there and
what
keep
kind of
the faith.
advice would you give Chuck for a blowout situation? What does he do during the game when he's got to call the rest of the game and there's nothing to talk about?
Gummies. I believe I'd try gummies. I've heard they can cure about anything. So that's the only thing I could recommend. But I believe this one's going to get ugly, and I'll probably end up over at Brent's house by halftime. So hopefully it won't get too bad. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, David.
I
think it's going to be.
it's going to be a blowout.
No, I don't. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
By the way, I saw Jamie Pittman at the concert.
Did you
last night.
really?
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
She doesn't think it's going to be a blowout.
Well, I wouldn't expect her to.
No.
I don't think it is either.
I just think Arkansas has something. We all sit around here and talk about it, but those guys hear it. They know it. And the one thing about this team, they care. Like, sometimes you get into a situation where it's like, you're not really sure. I think those guys really, they have that heart. They want to compete. And not saying other teams don't, but you can just sense and you're around them all the time, Chuck. Do you get that sense? I mean, I feel like it means something to them. And sometimes, it's the personality of their head coach. It means something to Sam.
It is. Well, I mean, they've still got their goals out there.
I mean, we all sit around and just talk about it.
No,
they're in it. I mean,
I don't think they're anywhere close to not being in it. I don't even think it's a conversation.
They
frankly.
know they're better than they've played. I mean, sometimes
they know their deficiencies too. And everyone understands going into tomorrow night's game that Tennessee's heavily favored. If you played the game on paper, Tennessee would win, but you don't. And I mean, Tennessee was ranked number 3 in the country when Arkansas beat them, and they were unranked, in the redemption game. And I realized that was a long time ago, and there have been games with Tennessee since, and Arkansas has won some, and Tennessee's won some. They're going through a period right now where they're really good. They're really good. But no one's immune from an upset. I mean, that's what makes college football great. And Arkansas has pulled off some upsets, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, it's going to turn out this way or it's going to turn out that way, but I fully expect Arkansas to compete. I think they're going to be excited about playing. And I think Tennessee's in for more of a fight than they might think.
You know what I want to do right now?
What's that?
I want to call Basil.
Do you really? Is he up? Is he on the air?
He's supposed to be on the air. I want to see how
Is
he's
Justin
doing.
Moore on the air after
No,
a concert? Does he come on?
Justin doesn't do Fridays.
Does he not?
No.
I think I'm going to start doing it. Can I do that? I want to do no Fridays.
I think we should both do it.
Leave
This
to
would have
Bart
been a good
Edwards.
day to start.
It really would have been.
It would have been a good day to start.
Hey, you guys want to be in radio?
I'm going to call. We're going to go to break. I'm going to call Basil.
Okay.
See if I can get on their show. 6:30.
You want to do a simulcast? You want to do an old
school
school
We're going to do that
simulcast?
someday. We're going to do that someday. We're going to be live together.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
It's 6:30 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
But I want someone to slide into my DMs. It's just
I'm
a
not sure
personal
I'm
goal.
entirely comfortable with this.
It sounds appealing to me.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for for guys. It's called the Sweating 'em Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatingthemcosmetic.com, sweatingthemcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweating 'em Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweating 'em Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text TAP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text TAP to 42424. That's TAP to 42424. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Whether you are fishing a jetty on the Arkansas River or working around laydowns at Beaver, Washita, or Table Rock, the Head and Super Spook Jr. is the topwater bait to call up summer bass. The Super Spook Jr. is a smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk-the-dog lure and has been tricking big bass for almost 100 years. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Head and Super Spook Jr.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning to this great fan base. And I'm still walking on sunshine, baby, because I knew we had a team with a God-given talent to go in. Woo! To Jordan Hare. And what do? Son of a sold-out capacity Tiger Den crowd. We leave Jordan here. Woo! Raiders, baby.
Friday.
Turn that up.
Turn it up. It's Friday. My mic's off. There we go. It's Friday. Bo's hungover. What a day. What a day. On the Chuck and Bo Show. Heath's on the line in cabin. Heath, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey, Heath.
Happy Friday.
Bo's not really hungover. He's just tired.
Well, I hope not. You need to save the drinking for Saturday night, Bo. I'm telling you right. Listen, Chuck, I know you can't tell us what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
All
Arkansas is
right.
going to get run out of that stadium.
Run out of the
This
stadium.
this isn't no redemption game. Put all that history aside. That's what it is. It's history. Tennessee is good. This is the best passing offense Arkansas has faced. You saw what the passing yards were against UAB. You saw what they were A&M. They're going to pass all over that team. The secondary is not good. They're going to win this game.
You sound like you want that to happen. You sound like you want that to happen.
Therapy.
Chuck, you need to prepare yourself.
No, no. We're not talking about Chuck. I didn't make the call. We're talking about Heath.
Third person.
You sound
Here's the
like
deal.
you want that to happen. Are you rooting for Tennessee?
You got to prepare yourself for it to happen. That way, when it does, you're not disappointed.
Let me tell you something.
Does this
Heath.
work for you?
Let me break a little news to you, pal. I've watched him get beat before. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've watched him get beat before.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Heath, are you prepared? Is that what you're preparing yourself for?
13.5, 14?
It doesn't matter. Heath, are you?
Heath
Is that
just
what
wants to
you're
be right,
preparing
man.
yourself for? Are
Heath,
you
he's-
preparing yourself for a blowout?
Oh, it's going to be a blowout.
No, I'm asking. Like, are you a Razorback
Oh,
fan?
yeah. Oh, no. I'm not preparing. I'm already prepared. I know what's going to happen.
So you're going to have a big party and celebrate? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. I'll probably turn the game off at halftime.
You just like being right.
Well, I'm. Are you a Razorback fan?
You know, closet. Right. Born and raised in this state, grew up an Irish fan, so.
So I'm just curious, like, how do you go about preparing yourself for a blowout? You say to yourself, like, well, I knew it was a blowout, so I'm fine. Or are you still disappointed?
Well, it's like, it's 50-50. It's like you secretly
You're in the closet,
root
it's
for them.
50-50. What's really going on here?
Well, you secretly root for them.
You like the
because you live in
disaster.
the state.
That's what you like.
live-
You like the disaster.
I mean, I don't hear anything. There's no confidence of anything he said other than they're going to get run out of the stadium. I'm in the
They're gonna get run
closet.
out
I'm
of the stadium.
50-50. I don't know if I'm
What's
a
the score
Razorback
going to
fan.
be? What's the score going to be, Heath?
42-14.
Okay, I'm going to write
it down.
All right. Thanks, Heath.
That way,
Have a good
Chuck
weekend,
could
man.
say, we're headed to Heath score.
Wow.
We're headed to Heath score. That's how I know we're getting blown out.
Pulling for the blowout.
Brent and Cersei with a heater in hand.
Yeah, you got that right, Bo. You need a heater with you this morning to wake yourself up.
Actually, Bo is remarkably chipper.
Hey, y'all, I just want to tell you, was that Heath that was on before me?
It was.
Negative Heath.
Oh,
Ho hum
I mean,
Heath.
50-50.
This is going to be a really good game tomorrow night at 6. Is it 6 o'clock or 6:30?
Well, it's 6:44 if you want to get right down to it, according to the timing sheet.
There you go. See, that's how they get
ideal
you.
and
Yeah.
precise numbers.
Yeah, that's right. Pre-game starts in a couple minutes.
This is going to be I believe this is going to be a tight game all the way to the finish, and I hope I believe the Razorbacks have got a chance to
Why do
beat
you
them
think
across the finish line.
Why do you think that?
Because we're due to the Razorbacks are due to play a great game at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
Because he's a Hog fan. That's why.
Because I'm a Hog fan.
Exactly. That's all you need to say. Because he's a Hog fan. Don't apologize for that, Brent. Don't let people like Heath make you feel like you have to apologize for that.
I'm never Hey, Chuck,
I've never apologized for much. I will never apologize.
And there are some things you've needed to apologize for.
But that's not one of them.
But that's not one of them.
Yeah.
No, hey, Chuck, there's way too many things I needed to apologize for being a Hawk fan. They can't ever say I was wrong for that.
That's right. All right, Brent.
Hey,
go ahead.
You need to make sure you're at full operating potential tonight when you're at Rogers putting up the tent and everything for the Purple Dog.
Yeah, I got a nap coming.
Is Rogers good?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not bad.
Thanks, Brent.
They're good.
So it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, should be.
Good game, close game.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be 55-54 like Texas High, but
man, that was crazy.
It was crazy. Going into Rogers tonight.
I know. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
road
different.
game. Road game.
You go to Rogers a lot when you live in Northwest Arkansas, but when you go in there for a road game,
it's a whole different deal.
You're
actually going into the town.
You're like looking
You're
around.
going to the school. You're going into the heart of the city.
Yeah,
you're not just going on I-49.
Ain't no Rogers Heritage.
You're not just stopping in at the restaurant.
The actual Rogers. Yeah.
Rogers High.
Eddie's in Clarksville. Eddie, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to this great fan base. And I'm starting to feel it, baby, because when the sun rose, I got it cranked up, baby. I think we're going to play the best game of the year, and I think it's our team that's had the most toughest road this year. And we're going to welcome the Vols into the hot pound, baby, in front of a naturally televised game. And it's our defense is going to lead the way, baby. Somebody talks about our defense. Well, they will. Tomorrow night in the home pound, baby, led by Landon Jackson. We're going to make the young Frenchman not a living nightmare, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But I want to talk about two key phrases, gentlemen. I want to send this to the fan base. I want to send it to our team. What does it mean when somebody says something is electric? Let me describe it, Eddie from Clarksville stuff. It's an environment in a place that is intensified by a state of mind of brewing, hysteria state of mind that would come together for one purpose, one mission, with absolutely love in our heart, and one big story, echoing. Let them hear our echo back in Knoxville, baby. And the other phrase I want to talk about, what does it mean when something says something's burning? Well, it's a burden intensified. Woo! Love in your heart. Tomorrow night in the home pound, we're going to burn the house down, baby. And so what did I crank up this morning to get my blood juices flowing? I cranked up Phil Collins. Oh, feel it in the air. Can you feel it, fan base? Tomorrow night
do the drum solo,
in the home
Eddie.
pound, come hungry. And the second song I cranked up, baby. Woo! The King of Funk. Get down on it. I'm asking the fan base right now, what you going to do? And I'm telling you, the third song I cranked up. Woo! To feel the flames, the talking heads. Let's burn the house down, baby. And let me say this. Momentum 3 games again down memory lane when we were big underdogs. And I'm going to do this for the Vols, baby. I mean, the last time you come in, oh, I'm losing my voice. I'm feeling it, baby. I 339, baby. We sent you packing, baby. And I'm going to tell you the second game. Woo! 1981, when #1 Texas come into the hot pound, baby, and we sent them packing. And then one of my most memorable games all time in Baton Rouge, 2007, we defeated the #1 team in the country in a thriller, 50-48. I'll see you in the hot pound, baby.
Thank you, Eddie.
Let it rip. Crank it up, baby. Get down on
half
it.
of what he said.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Bring the funk. Bring it.
Did he say Hog Town or Hog Pound?
I thought at one point he was going to pass out.
He went. I heard him go third person. I called it third party, but I think he went third
It's like
person.
breathing into a paper bag. I mean, he's just like going nuts.
Turn that up. Yeah, turn that up.
That is good.
It's Friday morning. It's 6:46.
How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance?
Go home.
On the wall.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did I hear my broadcast partner talking about somebody slipping in his DM?
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
When I need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, I always choose the Inn at the Mill. It's centrally located in the heart of NWA at the Johnson exit off I-49 and is the most unique choice of hotels in the region. Whether you're in town for the game, a concert at the Amp, business travel, or just a weekend away, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious, clean room ready for you. Reserve your stay at the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800, or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We We have a playoff in college
Are there
football.
too many dorks voting in the top 25?
I'm not
poll?
going to be disparaging about geeks and dorks and whatever.
I didn't say geeks.
But these guys don't watch the games. They don't. They don't watch the games. You can't watch all these games. And by the way, if you spent 5 minutes with some of these people, have you read a newspaper? With all due respect to our local media, who does a great job. There are people all over the country that can't get stats or names right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I appreciate you protecting geeks.
Man, we say a lot of stupid stuff.
You know, when you hear it back, you're kind of wondering what we're doing here.
Yeah, really. I will admit, when I listen back, I'm like, God, what are you doing?
That's a rough time with the old program director.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's talk about the show, guys.
Yeah,
let's not.
Let's not do that. I got a meeting.
Craig is in Deer. Craig, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Never better.
I hear you. You know, I'm a Tennessee fan. I rarely call to try to rub everybody's nose in anything, and I'm sure not doing that today because I'm not going to run my mouth. I did hear some great news. Thanks for that earlier call. Eddie said he was about to lose his voice.
So he just fell apart during the call.
Yeah,
It was like you literally saw like first, second, third, fourth quarter, it just fell apart during the call.
Well, the
he has
thing
no
is
depth.
that dude's voice that might be the missing link for success for y'all. So I'm glad to hear that he went out. So, but anyhow,
I'll be back
here's
tomorrow.
why I'm calling you. I went to the Tennessee Arkansas basketball game, and it was not very close. I didn't run my mouth there, but I was so amazed at of course everybody left, but I was amazed. I want to call back next week and tell you what I think about the class of the Arkansas fans on how they treat opposition. I don't expect anybody to kiss me or hug me, but one time I went to an Alabama game, sat on the 50-yard line, and this guy tapped me on the shoulder, said, "Who gave you these tickets, boy?" And it was not. And Alabama beat us 10-9. But at the end of the game, we were all buddies. But I'm just curious on what the class level. I grew up, gone to several opposing SEC stadiums, and have gotten treated various ways. So I'm just curious how the enemy will be treated in the squadron. But I'm looking forward to the game. I'm not making any predictions. Here's one thing I'll say: Heupel lays an egg every year on the road, and this might be the egg layer. I don't know.
Hey, how does a Tennessee fan end up in Deer, Arkansas? How does that happen?
Well, it's a long story. I actually grew up in Beach Island, South Carolina. My dad, when I was a kid, would load high school players up, and we'd go up to Knoxville. And I literally got to hang out with, I slept in the bunk above Hacksaw Reynolds, not even knowing who he was, and he was a freshman. But I just got it in my blood. Anyhow, met somebody online, and we couldn't decide. We couldn't decide whether to live in Arkansas or back home. And she said, "Let's go up and look at the Arkansas Grand Canyon." I thought it'd be an outhouse and a spittoon. I had no idea, and I saw it, and I said, "Wow, this is a lot like the Smokies." And I ended up building on top of the mountain up there.
Good for you.
And I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't
I
live
know
anywhere.
where he's talking about. It's a great spot. I'm envious, man. Good for you.
Yeah. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I'm telling you, I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Charlotte. I've lived in small towns. This is the greatest place. I'll tell you that. You're not getting me out of here.
All right, Craig. Thanks for calling.
Did he say he got it in his blood?
You got to ask the right question.
Is that what he said?
How'd you get here, man? Tell us your story.
No, I'm saying how he became a Tennessee fan. He was something about a bonk and got it in his blood.
Fusion.
And then, well, he said Heupel lays an egg on the road every year. Will this be the Saturday? It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at McDonaldEye.com.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Experience fall in Fayetteville as the Hogs return to the Hill for the SEC home opener on Saturday, October the 5th, against the Tennessee Volunteers. That's right, the Vols are coming to town for a primetime kickoff on October the 5th, and we need Razorback Stadium absolutely rocking. If you have tickets, make sure they're being used. Or if you need tickets, go online to find some today. It's the Razorback Stadium Stripe Out, so be sure to plan accordingly and bring the noise on Saturday night.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high this afternoon will be into the middle 80s. Later on tonight, we should end up with a clear sky, overnight lows close to 55. Friday, lots of sunshine, a high in mid to upper 80s. And then taking a peek at Saturday, lots of sun on Saturday, a high into the upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices, gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's going to clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's going to mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's going to sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
This looks like a legit squad. I think they're going to be in every game they play. I don't think I look at a team on the schedule and say, man, that one's going to be a 3-touchdown loss. That's going to be embarrassing. They're going to get run off the field. They got to figure out a way to win games.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Hog fan listening in Knoxville.
I see that on the text line.
Lynn says, I've been listening to Vol Sports Radio off and on all week. They've been complimentary of Arkansas, but they cite the same issues. Green's passing issues. He's turnover prone. The weak offensive line. They expect to win easily. I mean, they're favored by 13.5, so they are the favorite.
They are a heavy favorite, and they should be a heavy favorite, but that doesn't mean that's how it's going to play out.
If you want to know what's happening in Tennessee, and I appreciate Lynn as a correspondent to the Chuck and Bo
Behind enemy
show.
lines.
Absolutely. But if you want to know what's going on in Knoxville, you call Jimmy Hine.
That's right.
Longtime writer, talk show host, the sports animal in Knoxville. Jimmy, welcome to the Chuck and Bo show. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Doing great. It's been a while, but I saw you the other day, and I thought I saw you on a YouTube podcast. I think you were on the Whole Hog Sports podcast, and I said, "Man, Jimmy looks like he hadn't aged a day in 25 years."
That's the goal.
Wow.
What is the conversation in Knoxville about the football program there?
The fans are very excited about this football program, about what Tennessee's accomplished, about Josh Heupel. They're particularly enthusiastic about the fact that this is the best defense that Josh Heupel has had at Tennessee. They're really good on defense. And in fact, for only, I think, the second time in his coaching tenure at Tennessee, he reeled it in when they played Oklahoma. And said, I want to let the defense win this game. Texas A&M a year ago was another example of that. It's only 2 games he's won as a head coach when he scored less than 30 points. So he coached a little bit differently in the Oklahoma game, and it may lead him to coach a little bit differently in some other games this year. You know, we'll see. But I think the fact that Tennessee's got such a good defense, the expectation is the offense under Nico Iamaleava is going to get better. So, there's a feeling this is a team that not only will make the college football playoff, but with a couple of breaks, might contend for a national championship.
What worries you, if you're a Vols fan, what worries you about Tennessee this year?
Depth on the offensive line. They lost their 2 tackles against Oklahoma. They couldn't block Oklahoma. They had 2 strip sack fumbles by the quarterback. And I think that's a major reason that Heupel reeled it in. Is because he was concerned that he thought the only way Oklahoma could win was to force turnovers from the quarterback position because the backup offensive tackles could not block Oklahoma. And both of those tackles are expected to play. I'll say that because they're not listed on the availability report or the injury report, whatever you want to call it. If they get the two tackles back, they're okay, but they don't have depth at tackle. And that's the thing that concerns you most about this Tennessee team.
Jimmy, we sit here and talk about Arkansas every day. You know, we analyze every play and every game, it seems like. And I wonder what someone who's about to play them or a team you cover is about to play them, what you think of the Razorbacks and what you've seen so far.
I've seen them play 3 games, and I think they have a pretty good football team that shoots itself in the foot. I see a team that's in position to win a game, and they commit turnovers. My goodness, they fumbled 12 times this year. They recovered 4 of them. They got 5 interceptions. They might have a key penalty along the way. So and look, they blew the game against Oklahoma State. They clearly outplayed Oklahoma State and lost that game in a couple overtimes, but they gained 648 yards. I see a team that's dangerous and a team that's capable of doing really good things if they can get out of their way, if they can avoid mistakes, if they can play a clean football game. I did think it was interesting that Sam Pittman said, and this isn't what you want to hear from your going into a game like this, that the quarterback has a confidence problem. And if he does, then there's a pretty good chance that Tennessee's defense can feast on that, because Tennessee's defense is really good. Tennessee's defensive line is probably the strength of the football team, not just the starters, but the depth. And they will create havoc for Green. So Green's got to make good decisions, and he's got to he can't turn the ball over. But what I see is a team that is capable of playing good football if it'll just get out of its way and quit making a lot of mistakes.
Jimmy Himes, longtime radio host, the sports animal in Knoxville's covered the volunteer program for a long time. You know, Heupel was an interesting hire, and obviously he's done really well, offensive mind, all that. What makes Tennessee so difficult to defend, what Heupel does offensively?
It's going to sound simple, but here's what he does. He spreads the field. And if you spread with him, he's going to run the ball because he's got numbers in the box. If you load the box, he's going to throw the football. So that's basically his answer. Now, he goes at a warp speed tempo, and that's problematic for any defense. And it's hard to practice. It's hard to simulate. And you need to have a quarterback who is a good, quick decision maker, who is accurate passing the football, and who has mobility. Nico has it all. Joe Milton did not. Joe Milton was not a good decision maker. He also wasn't that good of a runner. But Nico does. Hendon Hooker had it. If you've got a quarterback that has those 3 traits, this is a very difficult offense to defend. They pretty much have an answer for whatever you want to do. And that's what makes them hard to defend. They also have the skilled position people that are capable of running this offense also. But when he took over, I was convinced he would score a lot of points in this league because he had done it before. He did it at Missouri when he had Locke as his quarterback. So I thought he'd score points. What I wondered was the defense going to be able to hold up and play at a level that would allow Tennessee to be a top 10 caliber team? The answer, well, 2 years ago they were a top 10 caliber team, and this year they certainly are again. So he's done a great job, a better job than I thought. And I need to mention this: he inherited an absolute mess. There were about 40 players that ended up leaving the program, either that were on the team or that were committed and left when he took over with all the NCAA violations and stuff that was going on. So he did a great job holding this thing together.
What do you think this game looks like tomorrow night, Jimmy?
I'm in the 31-20 range. I've got Tennessee winning it. I think they'll win it in part because I think Arkansas is going to make some mistakes that they've been making. They've been prone to it this year. They also have struggled. I guess if I pick 20 points, that's their SEC average, right?
Yeah.
They scored 41 points in 2 SEC games. But I think Tennessee will win it. I am reminded that Tennessee's lost 3 in a row in Fayetteville, but that's over an 18-year period. But I don't think this will be an easy game for Tennessee, and I don't think an 11-point win's an easy game because a couple of breaks here or there. I mean, look at Alabama led 28-0 against Georgia, and then Georgia led the game in the fourth quarter. So you never know about the ebbs and flows of the game. But I've got Tennessee 31-20.
You know, when Arkansas came into the league, it was who's their rival going to be? Who's close to Fayetteville? You know, and now you got Texas A&M, and obviously they're in Texas, and you got Missouri, but Tennessee's a bordering state, and there was a moment where it kind of felt like a little bit of a rivalry. Have Tennessee fans felt that way about Arkansas at all over the years?
Not so much because they just play so infrequently.
Yeah.
This is only the 19th meeting ever. But you know what? I'll say this. There have been some memorable moments. I mean, we all know about what happened in 1998. But in 1999, Tennessee was ranked number 3 in the country and still in the national championship hunt, went to Arkansas and lost 28-24. The exact reversal, the same score, but reverse winner from the previous year. I remember in 1992, Arkansas wasn't very good. I think they were 25-point underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
They upset Tennessee. It was the first of a 3-game losing streak that led to John Majors getting fired. I remember a very exciting, this before Arkansas got in the league, a very exciting Cotton Bowl in 1990 when Chuck Redd ran for 250 yards and Tennessee won 31-27 and had to make an end zone interception. There have been some really good games during the course of the contest they played, but they just haven't played often enough for the Tennessee fan base to look at Arkansas as a rival.
Jimmy, I've always maintained when Tennessee's good that game day in Knoxville it's about as college football and experience as you can get. You've been there a long time. You've seen the ebb and flow. You've seen when it's good. You've seen when it's not good. What's it like right now with the flotilla and all that stuff really, really cranking every time you play at home?
Never been better. Never been better. It's an exciting situation. And I say that, heck, the ticket prices around here are ridiculously high for football games. But I don't know if they had 101,000 for the Kent State game. They always announce the sellout because it is. But they darn sure had close to 100,000. I was surprised. And Kent State's horrible, by the way. Y'all probably know that. But the fans are enjoying it. They have done a nice job of making it a better experience. They have fixed the Wi-Fi problems. They've got interactive stuff going on at the Ball Village. They have made it an event every Saturday that Tennessee hosts a game. And then the Ball Navy shows up in force. It's really fun. The fans enjoy. And you have to do something to get them to the stadium, right? Because they can sit at home on their 65-inch TV and watch the game if they choose to. But you got to give them a reason to leave their house and go to your stadium. And Tennessee has done that. And the fact that you're averaging over 50 points a game, that helps too. So, but it's never been better. And that's not just for the football. The football program has been better, but the atmosphere around games has not been better. And the whole athletic department has never been better. They've won 3 all-sports trophies in a row in the SEC. So it's there's a lot for Tennessee fans to be happy about.
Jimmy, thanks for the time today. Enjoy the game. Are you coming to Fayetteville? Or are you going to watch it from Knoxville?
I'm going to watch it from Knoxville on my 65-inch screen TV.
There you go. Smart man. Smart man. Hey, thanks for hopping on with us.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Hey, you're welcome, guys. Y'all take care.
Take care now. Appreciate you. Jimmy Himes, great guy and a long-time talk show host and writer covering the Vols in Knoxville. And nobody knows the program better.
They sound like Alabama fans. I mean, they think all they got to do is just show up, man. I mean, they are eating. And look, I've watched Tennessee for a long time. I don't hate them. I'm always interested in
really.
Pardon me.
You choked on your own words.
They are the biggest front runners. I mean, when they're good, game day in Knoxville is big time. It's big time. I'm not sure even Alabama's as big time as Tennessee when they're good. And right now they
chest out, man.
Their chest is out. There's no doubt about it.
877-377-6963. What kind of game you think we're in for tomorrow? It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 7:15 on a Friday. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattlergate.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And Hog Noxious, our listeners just don't let us down. He said, Chuck, explain it to them. Smash or trash by saying swipe right or left.
End of season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's VV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV Center is having their big fall sale October 10th through the 13th. There will be special pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Back to Save Sports Radio.
Chuck and I went and got our film session yesterday.
We did. We got the results from
Sweating Them Cosmetics. The Sweating Them Edge, guys. You can feel better, look better. You don't have to be just stumbling around tired.
It's really a wonder I'm alive.
Lethargic.
I mean, it really is.
It's a wonder all of us are alive.
Every service they offer, I need. I mean, really. They spotted me coming a mile away. Everything we do, he needs.
I was in like the room next to Chuck.
Yeah.
I got there like 2 or 3 minutes late. Chuck had showed up early. He was ready.
Yeah.
And they said, "Or you want to go in there with Chuck, or you want your own room?" I said, "I don't want to be in there with Chuck."
Hey, they're like wheeling stuff in there. It was like I got the party
like
pack.
An hour later, they got to me, and I just heard the lady talking to Chuck was like, and then
this is for this,
and then Chuck walked out of there with a suitcase of stuff.
It's like they give you a printout.
Check bag.
No, it's true. It's true. I had a wheelbarrow, and so she hands me this thing, and it's like, oh, I've got the things highlighted you need to take. It's like 4 pages of nonstop highlight. And
maybe it is a wonder you're alive, Chuck.
I mean, it really is.
No, honestly, it's great.
But apparently things are looking up.
Yeah.
Things are.
That's great.
Things are going to get better.
Hey,
That's good.
It's a great spot, and I think all of us eventually get to a point where it's like, let's see what's going on here, and it's just nice to know what's going on, and you can decide what you can decide what you want to do about it or not. But I'll tell you, I feel better today already.
They are very professional. They're very professional, very thorough.
You go to some of these
they're not
places.
ballparking
No,
stuff.
you go
They're
to
not
some of these
ballparking.
places and it feels like you're going to a tent getting a COVID test. Remember that?
Yes.
Remember like the drive-through COVID test?
I do.
It's not that place. Like this is high. It's just nice. It's professional, and I'm excited to see what happens.
I am on my way to newfound vitality,
let's just without getting too deep into the weeds today, let's just say that we are on the way to newfound vitality.
That's right.
And we're going to report back daily.
Yeah. Feeling pretty vital. It's going to be good, though.
Oh, I'm glad
I'm joking about it, but
I left you home last night.
I am excited about it. I really am. I think it's going to be good.
So what kind of game are we in for? Anybody had a chance to look at the film?
Well,
look at the tape? Tennessee Volunteers?
Broken it down. Well, here's one thing Jimmy said a little bit earlier. And this is when you start, when you start talking football and you start talking about tackles. I know people, generally speaking, start tuning out. Everybody's watching the ball. The only time you pay attention to a tackle is when he gets whipped and your quarterback gets hit in the back. That's an issue, apparently, at least in Jimmy's mind, when you ask him about, what are you concerned about still? He talked about that. And when you look at what happened in their game against Oklahoma, they got a left tackle and a right tackle that both have missed time of late. One of them left the game against Oklahoma. And they had a guard that didn't play against Oklahoma. Now, I don't know if all these guys are going to be back tomorrow or not. We'll find out, obviously, tomorrow. But nobody's perfect. If Arkansas can do the same thing that Tennessee's talking about doing, that's getting pressure on the quarterback. Nico's just like anybody else. You put a little pressure on him. He's thrown a couple of interceptions. You put a little pressure on the guy, and you've got a chance to make something like that happen. If Arkansas is going to win, I don't mean just almost always almost win. I mean, if they're going to win the game, you're going to have a turnover, and I mean a big one, and it's going to have to lead to a score, either a pick six, fumble recovery, leads directly to points. That's part of an upset. Very hard to have one without it. So from an Arkansas perspective, Landon Jackson had a couple of sacks last week. Landon had 3.5 last year against Alabama. Alabama's pretty good. You got to be able to put pressure on this guy, make him mortal, make him human. If you don't, it might be a 42-14 ball game, as Heath talked about a little bit earlier. If you do, and you play the run the way you played against, for the most part, A&M, and for the most part against Oklahoma State, if you do that, you'll have a shot. I'm not sitting here and saying Arkansas is going to dominate the game, because I don't believe that. Tennessee's going to have to help them. But it's happened before.
I just want to see Arkansas play a game where they don't turn it over.
I would like to see
every
that as
Razorback
well.
fan wants to see that.
Let's see how many points we can score without giving it away.
I feel like some of this conversations about the way it gets framed up is Tennessee's a juggernaut. They're going to come in here and just dominate Arkansas, and maybe that'll happen. But I look at it more like at the same time, everybody's talking about Arkansas beating itself in the 2 losses. That's what that's what we all see.
So what
Tennessee
happens
to
if
come
they
in
don't
here
thinking that way?
Yeah. What happens if Arkansas doesn't beat itself? How good are they? You know, like when you go into a game, and we've gone into seasons like this where you just feel like, man, we're just not very good. You know, you feel that way about your team. Just not very good. This year, it's like they're not very good because they're beating themselves. But I see all this hope, or I see all this potential, or I see the opportunity to be good. It's a big difference to me.
You think about Arkansas's game against Texas A&M. The general consensus coming out of it was got whipped up front a lot. And yet, if they don't turn it over 3 times, they win in all probability. For all the struggles that they had blocking Texas A&M, if they don't turn it over, they win. So I realize that only heightens the frustration when you don't win because you see all the ways you could have and should have won the game. You're going to have a similar type setup, but you can't turn the ball over. That's the bottom line.
877-377-6963. You can text, call the show. Follow us on social media at Chuck and Bo Show. You can watch the show. I don't know why you would. I mean, you got a couple of guys, with faces for radio.
I know people who do.
Oh, yeah.
The numbers tell us.
Sterling's in Center Ridge. Sterling, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, guys. It's hard to believe 2 things. It's hard to believe that John Calipari is the basketball coach at the University of Arkansas.
It's still hard to believe. You're right.
It is.
And it's still hard to believe that Bo and Chuck are together.
Oh,
that's even more amazing.
Chuck was second guessing that this morning.
I ain't trying to. Before I get back to this game, I ain't trying to blow your bread and blow smoke at you or nothing like that. But you are 2 legendary figures, and you together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is. I still can't get over it. I really can't.
Well,
and I got a question.
Appreciate that, but
I get this comment out.
There's only one legend here, and it's Bart.
It's Bart. The legendary Bart Pullman. Living legend.
Hey, he's on my Facebook as people I'm supposed to know.
That's right.
I almost hit it. But anyway, guys, in this game, I look at us being comparable to Oklahoma. I never thought I'd say this in August, but this team's a whole lot better than I thought. I tip my cap to Pittman and the fact that they're better. We got to clean some things up. And I'm like y'all too. I would like for us to play a clean game and let's see what happens.
That's right.
Now, to be honest with you, there's a part of me that don't want to use it up. If we only got a couple of these clean games, I don't want to use it up on a game that we probably going to lose anyway, if you know what I'm saying.
I do, yeah. It makes sense. Like you play really great and end up losing again, a close game. And then, yet again, it goes on the record as a close loss.
Right. So I'm not so sure if I want to use it right now, but I would like to see what happens. And Chuck, this is more of a personal. I don't know if you can answer it or not, but when you became voice of the Razorbacks, it was my understanding you had to give up the talk show gig. Was that a Frank Broyles thing? Was that a university thing? Or was that a Chuck thing? That you just didn't want?
Well, that was a different era. That was so long ago. It's been almost 20 years ago.
Agents around the corner.
Yeah, my agents told me back then not to do that.
Can you talk about it now? Is enough time passed?
I mean, I went to work full time for the university then. Is really what happened more than anything. I had some things that were part of my job description that didn't allow me to do a show. I'll just put it that way. But there was necessarily no rule, but it was it was a different era then. There's no doubt about it.
Thus entered the sports talk.
Yeah, that's right.
To fill the void.
That's right. That's exactly right.
If you hadn't done that, Chuck, I don't know where I'd be today.
Yeah, well, I don't know where I'd be either. but probably not here.
I'm not sure where I am today, to be honest.
I was going to say, I mean, there are days when I was kind of spaced out a couple of days ago, and I didn't even go to a concert or anything. I just woke up spaced out. So,
no, it is a different time. It is. And we've gotten into this off and on. People ask, like, oh, you guys work for the university. No, we do things with and for the university. They actually do have needs, like play-by-play, the hog pod, content. But it's not like you work for them.
Well, let me explain something real quick. And most people couldn't care less about this, but Sterling brought it up. Most everyone who is the play-by-play announcer for a college football team in this era is a freelancer. There were some, and I was one of them, who were full-time employees of their schools. Most of them were laid off during COVID in 2020. Most of them were. If I'd still been a university employee then, I'm sure I'd have been laid off too. A lot of them have not gotten their jobs back with the university, but they continue to be a subcontractor with Learfield. Learfield pays you directly.
It's a multimedia rights company.
I've not gotten a check from the University of Arkansas in 10 years.
That's too bad.
I used to work for him. Yeah. But look, it's all technical and I know to a lot of people that doesn't mean much, but if you want to get right down to it, most of the play-by-play guys in college are independent contractors now. And despite what you might think
or hear,
nobody out there is making their living broadcasting for a school their college football or basketball games. I'm not saying you don't get paid, and I'm not saying it's not good, fair pay, but you're not going to do that and live a lifestyle of the rich and famous, I can assure you. So you look at most everybody out there that's not a university employee anymore, and our league's full of them now. They're all doing shows, because that's what we do. We're broadcasters. And, if you're not going to have a full-time job with the school, you got to have a full-time job somewhere else. And so that's kind of how it works.
Sort of like NIL.
In a nutshell.
Sort of like NIL.
Yeah, to make a long story longer,
so,
that's how it works.
Bake sale starts at 9 this morning. It's a Chuck fundraiser.
We're having a cakewalk. We're having a good old-fashioned cakewalk.
7:33. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that allowing him to call in occasionally is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas. Man, I've got some good news. Sweating Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatnam. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatnam Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to SweatnamCosmetic.com, SweatnamCosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatnam Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatnam Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Together we stand as tall as the Tower of Old Maid. Our memories are etched in stone like names on senior walk, and our blood flows razorback red. For 100 years we've been hog wild, and today we continue the tradition. We are Arkansas Razorbacks.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
when you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Come in and enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this plus a drink for only $8.99. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's going to clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's going to mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's going to sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
I got Justin Moore over here to my left. For Justin Moore, the Justin Moore hat, coming off the Justin Moore concert. Big night last night in NWA. Raised a lot of money for NIL. D-Mac was there.
Oh, he was.
Hunter Yurachek was there. Yeah. Bo was there.
I was there.
It was a star-studded affair last night at the Am. I didn't make it. Did you go, Bart? Edward,
I
you
was
made
not
it?
in attendance.
Nah, it was all Bo. Bo was the brand.
I mean, somebody had to carry the water.
Well, you were
somebody
the brand.
somebody needed to be here for support today,
You're the brand.
Chuck.
And I drove up. Generally, I'm the last one here. All right. I'll just confess.
You don't need to tell me.
And so I pull in today, and no Bo.
No.
And I walked up here, and Bart and Edward were thinking like they were going to carry the show. Today was going to be their big day. And
well, that's just the 8 o'clock hour.
And then
it's going to be at 8
and then
o'clock.
you come stumbling in, and here we are.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So,
well,
we have to be ready.
Those are words to live by.
I told all of y'all, hey, don't
You
count
did.
on me.
All of y'all.
Don't count on me on Friday.
Anytime someone says all y'all, you know that
it's real.
It's
the
for real.
situation.
It's going to be great.
I sent pictures.
I know you did. I did, and I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Saw the video.
Yeah.
Hunter introducing
Yeah.
Justin Moore, and then D-Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Walking out. And I kept looking for you.
Was it shaky? Was the video shaky?
Well, maybe a little bit. I mean, you could feel the thunder through the video. You could feel the excitement. And but it looked like you guys had it. And in all seriousness, this is Justin Moore's going on tour. This is what Justin Moore does for a living. I mean, this is how he makes his money, feeds his family, does the whole deal. Not many people go to work, or at least on a big payday,
right,
and say, I'm going to give all this money away.
It wasn't a one-off concert.
No.
It's right in the middle of his tour.
Right in the middle of his tour. And so that's great of him to do that. I mean, words sometimes, even in this job, will fail you because you don't have to do things like that. He didn't have to do that.
At all. And by the way, we heard from him yesterday. He's not a fan of NIL. He's not a fan of players in college, being, quote, professionals, because that's not really where we are in college.
Well, it's really not where you ought to be, but
it is where we are now.
I think about, and I realize people say things like this and it sounds stupid. The world's different now, but man, if I had $50 in my pocket when I was in college, man, I was a rich guy, man. Here we go. I mean, the whole world's your oyster. And obviously it's a whole different deal now.
Oh my God.
They had a lot more than $50 in their pocket.
Man, it was a great time. And what's cool about moments like last night, we talked about Tennessee and some of those fans being front runners, and when they're good, man, that's as good of college football environment as you can get. But Razorback fans show up for events, and it was that kind of thing last night. I mean, it was like being at a game. The atmosphere, calling the hogs, and sometimes we don't give guys like Justin Moore, we don't think about it. We don't give them enough credit for helping rally things together, regardless of how everybody feels, in a moment, like about where you are with NIL or the football team's 3-2 instead of 5-0. But last night, you just felt like you were in an awesome Razorback environment.
When we got back from Texas A&M or from Dallas the other night, I think I mentioned it was about the time the Alan Jackson concert let out. And, of course, it was a disappointing ball game. And if you had listened to the radio, for example, all the post-game shows, I mean, you'd have thought the sky was falling in Arkansas. I mean, life as we know it was about to end. And then I watched all those people walking out of that concert, and everybody looked like they'd had a really good time during the course of the night. And I'm sure it was this way with Justin last night. You need things like that. You need events like that where people come together. We can get really fooled on shows like this. I've done these a long time, and you have too. We can fool ourselves into believing that what we heard on a radio show that day is what everybody's saying. That's not true. What we do by its very nature is going to draw out the people who are upset and have negative things to say. When Hunter was introduced last night, and I say this because you were nice enough to send the video out, there wasn't anybody that I didn't hear anybody, hey, fire Sam Pittman.
Right now.
I didn't hear anybody doing that.
No.
They were all cheering. My point is, you can be fooled sometimes into thinking that the vocal minority are the people that are really setting the narrative. My guess would be, if you were to go into coffee shops around our state right now where the Razorbacks are being discussed, my guess would be that the overwhelming majority are not sitting around saying we got to fire somebody. Most of our state pulls for the Razorbacks. They get disappointed when they lose. They're upset when they lose. But I don't believe the majority of the people are calling for somebody's scalp every time the Razorbacks lose a game. I don't believe that. It's
interesting how people think sometimes, how we all think. I was listening to a conversation yesterday already thinking about when Cal doesn't win at Arkansas, what's that going to be like? And
He's going to win.
I'm like, what is the point of that conversation? Well, why can't we live in a moment? Like, if you go to that concert last night and you're thinking, my life's just no good. The Razorbacks
Hogs aren't any good. They can't block anybody.
And
they won't fire Sam.
It'd be fun to have a great time at this concert, but life's just not like I'd love for it to be. So I think I'm just going to sit here and this is going to suck too.
I think NIL's bad, so I'm not going to go see Justin Moore.
Just live in the moment. Live in the moment. Like go into the Tennessee game and think your team has a chance to win. Like this idea, like we get back on this. Like if I just dial my expectations down for the game, like if I just think it's going to be a blowout, then I won't be disappointed when it is. Yes, you will. You will. And it's okay. Go in thinking something great might happen. Go in hoping something great might happen. And stop comparing yourself to everyone else and just live in the moment. Man, that's just like therapy right there.
Words to live
That was
by.
therapy. That was free.
That was really good.
That was free.
That was really
746. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of the coin?
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately. And they guided me through the process. They listened. And perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town. And you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
There's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback.
Embrace the home!
Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Sully, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now,
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
Experience fall in Fayetteville as the Hogs return to the Hill for the SEC home opener on Saturday, October the 5th, against the Tennessee Volunteers. That's right, the Vols are coming to town for a primetime kickoff on October the 5th, and we need Razorback Stadium absolutely rocking. If you have tickets, make sure they're being used. Or if you need tickets, go online to find some today. It's the Razorback Stadium Stripeout, so be sure to plan accordingly and bring the noise on Saturday night.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor. All of it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
So easy.
I had a false start.
So easy.
I had a false start.
easy.
I started
Penalty free,
yeah,
turnover free. It's so easy.
Every day, I mean, you're just going fine. You're an hour and 50 minutes into the show, coming out of a break, bang, start talking too soon.
Yeah.
You know, happens.
And if it wasn't for Edward, like turning your mic down, it'd been on the air.
I know.
And now it is.
And now we
now, for everyone to see.
Now we're here. 877. That's my way of saying let me move on. 877-377-6963 at Chuck and Bo Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
Oh man. Here we go again.
It's 59.
Mine didn't do it that time.
It's 59.
Do it again. Do it again.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
There we go. There we go. My phone caught it that time. My iPad hasn't caught it.
Your phone
yesterday.
Your phone wasn't even here yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday, you sent the whole state. You turned it upside down when you did that. Bart's got locks. What do you got, Bart?
Yeah, got some interesting games this weekend, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What was your what's your record so far?
Well, 9-2. 9-2 on the year
against the
far.
spread.
Yeah, against the spread.
That's the only thing you really play is the spread.
Wow. Well, I mean, I gave out a money. No, I gave a money line pick last week.
All right,
that hit. I gave Oklahoma money line last week.
Well, he's got to have something for everybody.
So,
but for you seasoned wagerers, it's more of a spread thing.
That's right. That's right.
So what do you got?
Well, Indiana has been really good this year.
Me. I win.
Yep, that's right. Coach from James Madison going there, Kirk Cignetti, his first
awesome.
year, 13.5-point favorite at Northwestern. Indiana's covered 13.5 points in every game this season. And I don't see any reason why they won't do it playing on the practice field at Northwestern.
You know how old Kurt Cignetti is?
How old, Chuck?
62, baby.
And there you
winning
go.
one for the
There
old
you
guys,
go.
man. I
There
love
you
him.
go.
He's my favorite
There
guy
you
out
go.
there.
Okay. Love that. Love that. Indiana
He
minus
wins.
13
Google
and a half.
him.
He does. And he'll win by a lot, I think, on Saturday. San Jose State.
Hold on a second. That makes you want to watch that guy.
I know.
Yeah.
He's 62 years old and he says, I'm still.
When you remove it from your own bubble and you go to Indiana and you start talking about the Indiana coach, I'm watching the guy now. Because
I think he's great.
Yeah.
He goes, I win. Google me.
Google me.
And he does. He does.
Anyhow, here you go.
San Jose State is a 6-point favorite at home against Nevada. Ken Niumatalolo, formerly the Navy coach, 4-0 against the spread this season at San Jose State. Nick Nash leads the nation in receiving touchdowns. They got a great receiver. They got a high-powered offense. They're going to score a lot of points. Nevada won't be able to keep up. Cal, plus 10.5 at home against Miami, coming off a loss to Florida State. You hate to see that, but Mario Cristobal has never covered against Justin Wilcox, the Cal coach, in his career. So let's see. First time that Miami has left the state of Florida this season.
Say that
and they're
coach's
going
name again.
Ken Niumatalolo.
Hey, Nico Iamalavia. So there, big dog. Yeah.
Wow, y'all are gonna be announcing the Olympics
That's
before
exactly
too long.
right.
Hey, that's incredible. Chuck and Bo.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, we understand the importance of those moments. That's why we offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our Hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find the perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
What's your Oaklawn? Is it hitting the slots for fun and high fives? Or having a round at Silk's Bar and Grill before the action? Play your way at Oaklawn's 24/7 non-smoking casino. With 1,500 slot machines, live roulette, craps, and blackjack, a sports book where you can watch and wager on your favorite games and live entertainment at Pop's Lounge, you'll never run out of fun. It's time for more winning and more excitement at Oaklawn. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We want to make sure that you can read some ludicrous lyrics on his 47th birthday
I can
today.
do that one. Roll out, roll out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high this afternoon will be into the middle 80s. Later on tonight, we should end up with a clear sky overnight, lows close to 55. Friday, lots of sunshine, a high in mid to upper 80s. And then taking a peek at Saturday, lots of sun on Saturday, a high into the upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Bow season is underway, and Jelco Outdoors has all your archery and hunting equipment to help you bag that big buck. Select new compound bows by Bowtech, Elite, and Hoyt. Save $200 off. Bear Tech crossbow packages, now only $329.99. Save $200 off select Raven crossbows, clothing, boots, tree stands, saddle equipment, feeders, nut grub, and grunt calls. Jelco has it all for you. Good luck and safe hunting. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
This is a public service announcement for guys my age. Always subscribe. Always.
Wait, I have to admit, I thought you were going straight into low T right there.
Always subscribe with the card that is nearest the expiration date.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
Ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Oh, you want me to say something?
I said
you got nothing.
I told you it's the fourth quarter.
It is the fourth quarter. It's the
you're in charge.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour of the Chuck and Bo Show.
It's the Chuck Show.
It's the Chuck and
it's
half
the Chuck
a Bo.
hour. It's the Chuck
half a Bo,
hour, bro.
We're getting half a
The
bro.
Chuck and Bro Show.
That's right. And I didn't know that. But
how much did the NIL get last night? Coming in hot on the text line.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
I wonder how much they got.
I'm gonna guess 6 figures.
I mean, that should get them into slobber and hog range.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a hat, so that's close.
It is.
Yeah,
that's a nice hat.
Yeah, it is a nice.
It's
hat.
a very nice hat.
It is.
And I know it was a
Justin
big night
Moore
last night. What time the concert in?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, they got to be done by 11.
Is there a noise ordinance up there?
Every
Really?
concert has to be over at 11.
I didn't know.
What do you think? I was there like 1.
I didn't know. I mean, you say you were backstage, after party, whole deal. You know, I mean, I know how those things are when you hang out with big stars.
Tell me how they are.
Well, I mean, I've been to a Justin Moore concert before. I've been backstage. Don't kid yourself. I know what goes on.
He told me to tell you hi.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time, and I saw the picture of the two of you together, and that was a good one too.
Eye, me and Justin.
Yeah, you're backed up. You know that picture. You know, when like cousins. You know, when you're little. You know, and you back up, back to back, see who's taller.
JT just texted, when's Bo's son coming by today?
Wow, that's right. Exactly
I want to hear
right.
Bo get ripped some more.
That's right. But Famble's got a big one tonight. Hog's got a big one tomorrow. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to make their way into town later today. There are Tennessee people everywhere.
They're coming.
There'll be more fans, visiting fans, for this game. I think even than for the Texas game. I think these Tennessee people travel.
Texas will be its own thing when we get to that game. It'll be interesting to see where Arkansas is and what kind crowd Texas brings in, but Tennessee is going to be here for sure this weekend. Like the fans. Like it's going to be like, go to the game. Don't give your seats up. You know, this is a cardinal sin right here. When you sell your ticket to a Tennessee fan, when you don't go to the game, you can't make it, and you sell your
That's when
ticket.
you're all about the money. You're just all about the money. Money just takes over.
Give
all
it
your,
to anybody.
That's right.
That can wear a Razorback red. Don't give it to a Tennessee fan.
Did you see on the text line the reference to Ask Jeeves, Bart? Did you see that?
I did, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, someone
That was
wondered if
great.
I asked Jeeves during the break
Yeah.
what the temperature was. You remember that?
No.
When you would ask Jeeves, Bart
Yeah.
does.
No.
We're going back in the history of the internet, like predating.
Well, y'all are older than me. So I
No, I mean,
That's-
we're going back. Like,
that's-
we're not going back
facts
that
matter,
far.
and that is not a
We're
fact.
not going back that far. We're not going back that far.
I mean, we're pre-Google becoming Google. Like we're talking like dial-up internet days.
What about
search engine?
Has it been that long?
Yes.
Yeah. What was the number you would call to get a number?
Oh gosh.
Was it like 611 or something?
You could call and get the time and temperature.
Ask
You
Jeeves.
could.
Ask
could.
Jeeves
There was
debuted
back in the day, and I
1997.
don't remember the phone number, but there was a phone number in Fayetteville that you could call and get the time
Yeah,
and
I remember
temperature.
that. Yeah.
You used to be able to call to get movie times too.
Here's the real question.
How do we get off into
How?
this?
Because it's your hour.
Oh, okay.
So how
We're
often?
talking about old
here's,
people stuff.
Here's what I want to know for real. How often did you call? Did you call that number?
pretty
a
much
day?
every day.
How many times a day?
Well, whenever I got up,
Do you like when you got up again at noon?
I had a lot of.
I wonder what the
hey,
temperature is.
I had a lot of mornings in college like your morning today. Don't kid yourself. And yeah, there were some times, the where am I and all that stuff.
411.
But that's been a long time ago.
JT,
That's,
411. You used to be able to call
that's been
411
a long
and you'd
time
say
ago.
Chuck Barrett, and they give you his phone number.
No,
No, you could. You
well,
call-
yeah, you could call directory assistance.
Right.
I need,
That's what
directory
Look
assistance.
at- there you go.
I need Bart Coleman's number.
Look at that recall.
Oh, I do. you
That's
know?
good stuff.
Do they not have that anymore?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Call them up. See if they have 411. I think it was 1411 in some places, if I'm not mistaken. Does it work?
The service you are calling is not available.
Yeah,
from
not
this
anymore.
location.
It's gone by the wayside. It's gone by the wayside. It's gone by the way of
Can't-
ask Jeeves.
I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It should still be there.
I can't figure it out either.
877-377-6963. That's the phone number.
I like the Hogs' chances. What do you
Anybody
think?
calling for a win? Anybody
What do you
calling for
got,
an
Bart?
upset?
Well, I was just going to say, Chuck, I think one of the interesting things about this game is that there are reasons to have hope if you're a Razorback fan. There are reasons where you say, hey, if this happens, I mean, if you watch OU play Tennessee, OU's got a good defense. I think Arkansas has a good defense.
Don't get people's hopes up, Bart. Don't do it.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that.
I mean, I'm kidding because, if you just don't get your hopes up, then you won't be disappointed. It's
Yeah,
just such a ridiculous statement.
I mean, look, Arkansas's defense has played really well this year. And I think that is going to keep the Hogs in most games they play this season. And I don't think Tennessee on Saturday, tomorrow, is going to be any different. You saw what Oklahoma's defense was able to do to the Vols, and they slowed them down. They forced Nico to make some mistakes, and it kept OU in the game, despite the fact that OU's offense is really not good. It's just not good. It's really bad right now. I think it'll get better with the quarterback change, but it's just not good. Arkansas has more explosive ability on offense than OU does. You hit a couple big plays like they did against Auburn, or in some of these games against A&M, and you're going to be in the game. You're going to be in the game. So there's reason to be optimistic. It's just a matter of can they finish.
There's going to be a lot of emotion at the start. Are you able to sustain quality play once the emotion fades? And can you score points before the emotion fades? There's going to be a lot of energy in the building before the game, and as the game begins, if you can get points before everything kind of, settles in, so to speak, that's one of the things you have to do. If you don't get points early on, it's going to be hard to win the game. I mean,
this is where the crowd can really play a role.
I think so too.
Like the David Barrett interception back in the 99 game, we talked about how that really set the tempo to give Arkansas
That's right.
a chance.
It's 43 yards. You're up
upset.
7-0.
Yeah. Before everybody gets settled in, can you figure out a way to cause a mistake on the other team? Like force a turnover.
Or can you just have a big play on your end?
Yeah.
Can you block it up? Throw, have a big play like the scoring play to Tesla the other day. You need something early on to give you some points. Whether or not you're hopefully you're the first one to grab the lead, but you need to take advantage of those early moments because there are going to be points in the game where Tennessee settles in and Tennessee does what they've been doing, and you got to take some punches then probably.
So we've got a phone number here, Chuck.
Yeah.
That the text line's telling us this still works for time and temperature. Now, I think it's a setup.
Do you?
Yeah, I think if I call the number
it's a scam
live on the air, that it's probably not going to be what we think it is. So let's take a quick poll. Do we want to do this or not? Because 411, that's not, I think I'm good there. But when we start, area code 521, blah, blah,
that's a local number.
Yeah,
that's a Fayetteville number.
Bart and Edwards said no, so let's try it.
Yeah. You don't think you should try it, Bart?
The time and temperature is coming up.
Yes.
Are you prepared for emergencies in your home?
No.
A simple alert device from Life Alert means you can.
Oh, it's a Life Alert.
You've seen the TV commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up. That's Life Alert. And they're standing by now.
I'm in.
Information. To hear the time and temperature, just stay on the line. Or for free details on the Life Alert emergency alert system, press 1.
Press 1.
And there are people that are 80 years old that are
Today
still
is
listening to that.
Friday,
They haven't hung up yet.
4th. The current time, 8:12 a.m. And the temperature, 52 degrees.
There we go. Right there. Man. The good life's not really behind us, boys.
How do people know this? How do people know?
Not everyone's young and hip. I hate to break this to you.
I have my time, the date, the time, and the weather just right here.
Yeah,
right here.
Is Life Alert an app too? Like, you just hit help on the app? Like, is there a button?
Probably.
This is help.
I got to admit, I didn't even know that still existed. But I'm glad to know now. I'm glad to know now.
It's I don't need to tell you what time it is. You just heard it.
You just call that number.
Now that I can't give time and temperature, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
We're just gonna call the number every day.
Well, and you also get a break on Life Alert. I mean, it's not just the time and temperature.
I found that very informative.
There's a whole different world out there, guys, than the one you all live in. I hate to break that to you.
Tell me more.
Just saying, things used to be done a little bit more simply.
You know what they say now? Say less.
That's
but tell me more.
That's
tell me more.
We didn't have to pull our telephones out and look at the deal. We just leaned over. We didn't know what time it was. We woke up in a daze. You would lean over, you would get that touch tone phone, you'd call that number, find out what time it was, find out what the temperature is.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
I did. I said it, by God.
Did you say
I said it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Rick's in Fayetteville. Rick, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a privilege to talk with you guys, and I love the Razorbacks.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
We are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adventure Dave will be attempting his greatest stunt yet. He will jump over 100 boats, ATVs, cars, and trucks, all at Adventure, Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. Here he comes now. Adventure Dave, why did you choose Adventure, Oklahoma for this stunt?
Well, Tom, Adventure Oklahoma is your one-stop shop for adventure. Plus, no one else would let me jump over their boats and ATVs.
Adventure Oklahoma by Auto Finders has it all. Brand new, used, that's right. CF Moto, Arctic Cat, and Segway side-by-sides and ATVs, all with a free 5-year warranty. Only offered by Adventure Oklahoma. Plus, G3 boats, Suncatcher pontoons, and Falcon bass boats with delivery up to 100 miles away. The lowest priced pre-owned vehicles in the area with 90 days to your first payment.
That's right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with Destiny.
Yes, and what a jump it will be.
No, the jump is tomorrow. This is Destiny.
See y'all later. Well, until then, visit Adventure Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. AutoFindersOK.com.
Your journey starts here.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
When I go out to eat, I want something fresh. I don't want something that's been sitting in a freezer or processed. When I go to Lily Sandwich Shop, I am satisfied to the max. That's because Josefa makes everything fresh and uses that River Valley farm fresh produce during our long growing season. Stop by Lily Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District and become another satisfied customer. The sandwiches speak for themselves.
My name is Lily. My Baba makes the best sandwiches at Lily Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, Chuck and Bo. Love you, Chuck. Been listening to you dang near all my life calling games. I'm certainly excited about y'all's new show. I've listened every morning.
Clay wants his voice on the time and temperature.
Clay was excited about that segment. He really liked that.
We need an NIL deal for Clay to do Life Alert commercials.
Clay's going to be the spokesman for Life Alert.
I'm Clay Henry. I'm Clay Henry, and this is Life Alert.
He's going to hate you.
Are you alive? Are you alive? I'm alive. Are you alive?
Have that thing around his neck.
Show up in the press box.
That would be funny. Clay's got to deal with Life Alert, but part of the contract means he has to wear it all the time. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Clay just shows up wearing a Life Alert. Hey, don't laugh, boys. It's gonna be you one day.
If you see Clay, walk up to him and push the button. For NIL, $100 every time you walk up to Clay and push the button. I give another $100 to NIL.
That is funny. That is good. I like that.
Clay, this is what happens when you text in.
That's right. That's right. Clay texted in during the break. When you do that, you become fodder for the next segment. That's just kind of how it works.
He left Bart off the text.
Yeah, we were gonna. Yeah, he let Bart. You're not part of his text group. What's the deal?
I don't know.
You didn't make the cut,
man. It's sad day for me. Sad day for me.
I looked down and all I saw was like C and B. I didn't see anything for Bart. I didn't see BP or anything like that.
You know what happens when Clay gets mad at one of us?
What?
He cusses at Bart. He's gonna get his own text now.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his own.
Probably a phone call and a voicemail.
Wow.
And a voicemail.
By the way, I was upset at Bart earlier in the week because he just on his own decided we didn't need to talk about whatever the national day was. So he just left the complete.
If it wasn't important to him, it's not important to anyone.
National Smarty Day. What the heck's that? Screw it. I'm like, just put it in the notes, man. So today he went all in. World College Radio Day, National Body Language Day.
That's a big one.
National Manufacturing Day.
Even bigger.
National Golf Lovers Day.
Jeez.
World Smile Day. I mean, like, what a day.
Smile Day.
What a day. Where's John L. when you need him?
Bart's been trying to get that to play for the last 20 seconds. It just won't fire. We have this bit perfectly planned out. It's like during the break, all right, we're going to bring up all the different days today. And when we get to Smile Day, you're going to play John L.
Clay just texted again.
Oh.
The best part about text from Clay sometimes is it says sent by Siri. And he sent this via Siri. Bart equals Hugh Freeze.
Wow.
What?
Man, he's getting personal.
What does that mean?
Does he
Clay's a little salty this
What
morning.
does that mean?
Well, it means he thinks you're Hugh Freeze would be the way.
Well,
it
I
reads to me.
know what Clay said about Hugh Freeze on the show last week.
Well,
So
maybe that's what he's trying to
Jesus,
say.
Clay.
Wow.
I mean,
maybe he meant booties.
What was he? What did he say about Hugh Freeze?
I don't.
Little. I think Little was in
There was
there.
a P, an R,
Yeah,
and a K.
Little was in there. Insecure. I don't think Bart's insecure.
It's like
I didn't say it wasn't the other
like
stuff.
Wheel of
I don't think he's
Fortune.
insecure.
Wheel of Fortune, solve the puzzle. Little PRK. Fill in the other two letters. Would you like to buy a vowel? There's an I.
There's another, maybe a constant.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Jeez.
Oh boy, man, that
somewhere your relationship soured.
Yeah, I don't know.
Along
I don't
the way
know,
with Clay, what happened?
I don't know what happened there.
Anyhow,
Suddenly your body language is not what it needs to be, and right here on National
hey, body language. Hey, let's talk about body language.
I'm big on that.
Let's talk about it. What do you think about body language?
I'm big on it. I am. I'm big on body language. I think it tells the story.
We all know what I did last night. What did y'all do? What happened to you guys?
Well, I watched some TV, and I saw the Mats come back and beat the Brewers. I worked on saying Nico. See, now I can't say it.
Iamavalava.
Iamalavia. I worked on saying that. I filled out my
what
spotting
did I
board
just say?
today.
Iamavalava.
Iamalavia. And practiced that about
let's go ahead
50
and cut
times.
that so we have it.
And so I didn't have as big a night as you did. I'll admit that.
I can't wait.
But my body language is a hell of a lot better when I walk in this morning than yours.
I'm taking headphones to the game with me to listen to you call the game tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the game and
All
I'm going to just grade how you say the Tennessee quarterback's
This is going to
name.
be bad. He could be Nico before the day's over. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. He could be Nico.
Call the opposing quarterback by his first name the whole game.
See, if he was the
Nico.
home quarterback, you could call him by his first name.
Right.
Because he's a friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's one of your friends.
Yeah, he's in the family.
But when he's on the other side, he's a last name kind of guy.
You can't do it.
So,
and by the way, the whole country calls him Nico.
I know
But
that.
when you're on
Not
the broadcast,
not me.
I'm actually
Ian Malavia.
I'm going to record the game on TV, and I'm going to measure you.
He's going to be
to
that
Chris
Ian
Fowler.
Malavia guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not even going to be Ian Malavia. It's going to be that Ian Malavia guy.
I'm going to see how Fowler does it. I'm going to see how you do it.
See, here's the key with a name like that. Pronounce it a certain way the first time, never deviate from it. Never change, never act like it might be wrong. Say it with confidence. If you're going to be wrong, be really wrong. And
you should go into politics.
Well, that's, that philosophy would fit right in.
Say it with your chest. Doesn't matter how wrong or right you are. Just say it with your chest.
I just want him to throw an interception. How about that? I just want him to throw an interception. Somebody, hit him in the small of the back and have him throw it up in the air. And
let's go right now, right here. Arkansas, 12 fumbles. By the way, Jimmy Himes was on the show from Knoxville.
Yeah.
Longtime radio guy, writer. He said Arkansas has had 12 fumbles and they've lost 4 of them. Yeah. And I was like, that's winning. 8-4. 8-4.
Maybe a little bit
8-4 on 12 fumbles.
Maybe a little bit too much.
That's a lot of fun. They had 12 fumbles, or did he mean turnovers?
Anyhow, go to the stats.
Anyhow, can we get a yes or no? Arkansas going to have no turnovers tomorrow? Yes or no?
Oh, that's a tough one right there to say you're not going to have any turnovers.
I know.
No, I would not say they'll have no turnovers, but I think you got to win that battle. And you got to get points when the other side turns it over.
I think they have to have no turnovers.
Really? You think it has to be 0?
I think it has to be 0.
Okay. I think
I think if they have 0 turnovers, they'll have a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. Is that a big statement? I don't even know. Is that a big, to me, that's just obvious.
Well, when you're playing the number 4 team in the country and you're unranked, they're 2-touchdown favorite. Getting into the fourth quarters, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't think it's going to be that way. I do know that. But I think it could be.
Clay's back. Manning was just Peyton. Grovey was Quinn. Sterner was Clint. Sterner was never Clint. He was always Turner. Would you have said
I think
Clint,
I called
Clint?
him Sterner. I think I called him. Well, no, that wouldn't have been me. That'd have been Paul.
I don't agree with Clay.
Yeah.
Manning was Manning. He wasn't Peyton.
Well, maybe to the Tennessee people he was Peyton. But I don't recall the Arkansas people calling Sterner Clint. It was just always Sterner. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think when you're calling the game and you're the home broadcaster, you're talking about the other team. You don't call guys by their first name.
There has to be multiple syllables. There have to be multiple syllables, for it to really roll off the tongue and sound good. I mean, really, you don't hear a lot of guys referred to by their first or last name or their first name if it's just one syllable. You got to be able to kind of get in that rhythm. You know how it works.
It's inside the mind of a broadcaster. All right, we're going to go to Oaklawn Sports. We're going to go to the sports book. We're going to find out where the action is this weekend.
I got some games written down here.
A UNLV Syracuse game is interesting. It's a big game for Barry Odom.
I'm worried, or not worried, but wondering about A&M and Missouri, or Missouri, as they say.
So is Missouri for real?
A&M's a 2.5-point favorite. What do you think, Bart? Before we go to Zach, what do you think?
I think I'm staying away from this one in particular, but the value is on the Missouri money line. If you think,
what is
Missouri,
value on the money line?
Better odds.
It's a good
better odds.
Yeah,
I think it's plus 102 as of this morning on the money line.
So you bet 100 and you win 102.
Yes.
Oh wow! I'm going to retire on that.
Well, you collect. you collect. No, you collect.
Mr. Vegas.
You get your money back too, Chad. You collect.
I'm just having fun with you, Bart.
Well, I don't know. Chuck's calling me Hugh Freeze, or Clay's calling me Hugh Freeze.
I can't control your relationship with Clay.
Clay came back and said, "I just call Bart. No Pullman, just Bart." It's 8:28. We didn't have the phone call to the time and temperature place, so we got to give it to you. It's 53 now, 53 degrees.
Got to
the
give
sun's
that time
out.
and temperature.
It's Friday.
I made a DJ.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning. So it's good to hear you back on the radio, man. I missed you in the afternoons, and you guys seem to be gelling right along. So it's good to hear both of you on morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweating Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatnam. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweat Them Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatin'emcosmetic.com, sweatin'emcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatin' Them Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatin' Them Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I like craft beer. I do. You guys always think I'm like the biggest dork on the face of the earth.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Touchdown, Arkansas! We fought back. We took a punch, and we answered back. He's going to go! Johnson's at midfield, and there he goes! 98 yards. Keith, I saw it, but I'm not sure I believe it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's Ty Richardson live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. I'm here with my friend Gail Rainwater. One of the many things you guys offer is tuxedo rental.
Yes, we do a great business renting for weddings and proms. What sets us apart from most other places that rent clothing, you get to try it on. You come in, we measure, you try it on immediately. And the reason for that is we carry everything in stock. You get to check the fit immediately. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
All you kids, anytime there's any problem, anytime somebody's, well, why don't you get YouTube TV? Well, why don't you get Sling? Why don't you get, I mean, you've always got the answer. Right. You've always got the answer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sometimes I listen to those things and I think, man, you guys just bait me into these discussions. And I go for it every time.
You're all out there on the island.
Yeah, I know.
You're on such an island.
I know. Zach Gillum's here from Oakland Sports.
Can we get odds from Zach on whether I can finish the show?
I don't know, man. You really are starting to fade. Your body language was great. On National Body Language Day, your body language was great for about 90 minutes. But
I'm all out of Visine.
I can tell that you're on your last leg. Just look at it this way. You get to 9 o'clock, you go home, take a little nap. You're rejuvenated and you're ready.
What was the prop bet on me going to the Justin Moore concert last night and doing the show today?
Actually, I'm impressed. I mean, you walked in about 5:45, and I was impressed by that. Zach, how are you today, man? Welcome into the show. We got Zach with us?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Zach Gillum, Oakland
Zach,
Sports.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you guys today?
Doing very well. Hey, I'm interested in prop bets. I'm interested in prop bets for the Arkansas-Tennessee game. What do you got there? What do you think the good prop bets are for this weekend on that game?
Yeah, so there's quite a bit on the board. There's still some that will likely post before the game kicks off, but right now some of the more popular ones that are being looked at are touchdown scores. So anytime touchdown score, we have a host of Razorbacks there on the board available. No surprise, Quentin Jackson right now the favorite amongst the Razorbacks to score a touchdown. He's minus 210 on the anytime touchdown score. So what that means is you would have to lay 210 to profit 100. So seems likely that he will score a touchdown. And then Taylor Green, second choice, he's at even money. So if you bet 100, get back 100 in terms of profit. So you would get back 200 in total. Armstrong is at plus 120. Isaac Tesla's at plus 185. We have Broden at plus 210. Titania at plus 200. Luke Haas, which I know right now might be questionable. I need to check the latest report, but he's plus 295. And then any other Arkansas player is at 16-1.
This might be a dumb question, but did I hear you right? Taylor Green's even money to score a touchdown?
Correct. That is correct. Now on the quarterbacks, let's just make sure everybody knows
that's where I'm going. Yeah.
You knew, and that is a great question. Sorry, I cut you off there, but with the quarterbacks, you just got to keep in mind they do have to either run the ball in or catch a pass themselves. So them throwing a touchdown would not count on this market. There's a separate market listed for that for touchdown passes thrown.
They got to have the ball in their hands for it to count.
Yeah, that's why I was asking because you got receivers that are plus,
right?
And who's going to throw them the ball? That's a good distinction. See, those are the things you need to know before you wander in with these investments.
Yeah, and typically a quarterback's odds are going to be higher than that. But Taylor being so efficient on the ground, moving with his legs, I can understand that being even money. If you look at the NFL and some quarterbacks that maybe aren't as mobile, that's going to be a much higher price, 6-1, 7-1. So if you look at Taylor Green's total passing touchdowns over 1.5, you're getting plus 155. So if he throws 2 passing touchdowns, you took the over, you would win that market. And right now, plus 155 are the odds.
Let's just take the Arkansas-Tennessee game as an example. You got one team that's a 2-touchdown favorite over the other one. What drives the bettors tomorrow? Is it the prop bets? Is it the money line? Is it the spread? What drives wagerers on Arkansas and Tennessee tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. I mean, here in Arkansas for this game, obviously there's a lot of interest with it being the Razorback, but there's many ways when you have a 2-touchdown favorite or right around 2-touchdown favorite, people are going to wager. So people that really like Tennessee, there's some that like to play money line parlays. So even though they're their heavy favorite, once you put enough of those money lines together, if you can get them all right, it does boost up those odds. You can have a decent payout. Then again, you're going to have some people that will take the point spread. Getting almost 2 touchdowns, any team is going to be enticing. It's going to be something that you are going to consider as an option. That said, most of the action we're getting right now is on Tennessee to cover and on the money line, and that's what I'm seeing nationwide as well. So most of the money backing the Volunteers right now.
How about that?
We are seeing some of the player prop bets coming in. That will be a focus as well. Anytime touchdown score will be very popular, and that will be parlayed within the same game. So I've seen a few of the bets that have come with Tennessee to cover the spread, but then some of the Arkansas players to score touchdowns.
Zach, do you see routinely, let's take Arkansas as the example, because, in the state of Arkansas, Oaklawn Sports, you're on the app. Do you see Arkansas fans generally come in late, like they get more excited about the game? Like, I think my team's going to cover.
It just depends on the week and what's going on. It has definitely been an interesting flow over the last 5 or 6 years, just watching how Arkansas is performing, how the bettors are backing them as the season goes. Let's say that recency bias is definitely a thing. People can forget about prior weeks that were either good or bad and just focus on the last week, and that's probably how they're going to bet. But yeah, for the most part, any betting, my experience is a bulk of the action, whether it's horse racing. If you think about when you're at the track at Oaklawn and the line gets longer. In fact, we like to remind people on busy days to make sure you get in line and get your bets in, because everybody likes to bet right at the last second. It's very similar with sports, even though one of the things I like to point out to people with sports, it's not always best for you to wait till the end, because with it being a fixed odds game, if you see odds that you feel like are value, that's the time to bet. So that might be Thursday, that might be Sunday. It might not be until Saturday right before the game because you think the line's going to move in your favor. So there's many things. Horse racing a little different because it is a pari-mutuel. You're waiting till the end to see what those odds potentially are going to be.
What's the action looking like on Missouri and A&M? Game played in College Station.
You know, this is probably the most intriguing outside of Arkansas to me this week. The line had me a little bit shocked, but then again, I'm not an expert line maker. I just manage the risk. So I expected Missouri maybe to be favored in this one, or more of a pick 'em. It opened at 2.5, went quickly to 1.5, and that was Texas A&M being favored. Currently, it is back at 2.5. The action on this one for us has been Missouri, but what I'm seeing nationwide in the few of the areas I'm looking, it looks like A&M is taking more of the money and Missouri's taking more of the ticket. So that usually indicates that the sharp or the heavier, larger bets are coming in on Texas A&M, whereas the bulk of the public is backing Missouri.
Yeah, it's definitely a kind of show me game for Missouri. Show me state.
I got a question about that. You were talking about the big money. I mean, those of us who are laymen out here, we hear all the big money's falling for this team late, right before the ball. Do you see that a lot? Is that something that those of us who are on the outside looking in think that's actually a myth? What exactly is the big money that you hear about coming in on teams?
That's a great question, and I almost fell subject of using that when it's not necessarily always the case that the money's big, meaning large. It doesn't always mean that it was a $100,000 bet. It could mean that it came from certain players that those books deem as very sharp or as a smart guy. So
like Bart.
It's not always indicating on how big the bets are. It could be who is making the bet.
I got you.
So
Well, that makes perfect
Pullman
sense.
is moving lines, man.
I don't know if you know this, Zach,
9-2.
but Bart's 9-2 against the spread this year. He was bragging about that a little bit earlier. So
that's what we said.
when Bart bets, people respond.
Zach, how many people do you know that bet on games that they say, hey, here's a lock? How many times do you hear that a week? It's a lock.
Oh, always. That is a common. You hear it all the time, and in fact, the more you hear it, it's kind of funny being in the book. I actually fell subject to a couple weeks ago. NFL. I really liked Tampa Bay against the Broncos when the line opened. I was like, they're just that much better. They're going to win, and I had about 100 people tell me the same thing. And finally I said, you know what? I think I like the Broncos just because we're all seeing the same thing. This is too easy or too good to be true. But it's funny. That's how it goes. It was the same thing with the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. I felt like they could win by 10 plus. Most of the people I talked to felt the same. We were right on one of them. We were wrong on the other. So that's just the way it goes.
Zach Gillum, director of sports wagering at Oaklawn Sports. It's when you watch game day, you kind of watch to see when they all have the same pick. And it's like the kiss of death for that team. When they all pick the same team to win. I mean, sometimes it's just so obvious, but most of the time they're picking games that could be won or lost by either team playing, even if a team's favored. And you see when they all pick, like when it was when it was Arkansas Auburn finally won. I think Herbie took Auburn, and I was like, saved them. Say,
I think they're all going to pick.
I felt the same.
What about the? Go ahead.
I was just going to say it is very funny how it goes, but sometimes it is too good to be true, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're right.
Big game for UNLV playing Syracuse. What kind of action you see in there?
Yeah, very excited about that. I mean, basically, feels like another home team for us this year. A lot of support for UNLV in the book. That line has just continued to move in their favor. It opened up with us at 4.5, got all the way to 7. It's now at 6.5. So right there, almost at the touchdown. This one's going to be great and going to be a lot of fun. Syracuse going on the road. And as I said, UNLV really getting the support. So no surprise here. This week is the same. Right now we are heavier on UNLV, but it's not all that way. It's a little bit mixed. And then nationwide, I do see a little bit more of a mixture in terms of what's coming in.
So because of Odom and all the former Razorbacks that are out there, you're saying you're getting a lot more action on UNLV at Oaklawn Sports than you might normally.
Yes, I think it's that and just the program doing so well this year.
I got you.
The improvements they've made since he's got out there, they're getting a little more talk this season. So I think people are paying more attention to it.
Zach, good stuff, as always. Thanks for joining us on
Thank you,
Fridays.
Zach.
We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all have a great weekend, and go Hogs.
Good luck, man. Thank you. Zach Gillum, Director of Sports Wagering, Oaklawn Sports. Football season's here. You can download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple Store or Google Play Store and sign up today. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. It's simple. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100. Check out all the details at Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sporting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Big thanks to Zach. It's 8:45 on the Chuck and Bo Show, Friday.
That's what made Taxi a hit for Harry Chapin, was it was so long, radio DJs loved it, particularly the overnight guys, because it was a 10-minute song.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, we understand the importance of those moments. That's why we offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our Hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find the perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Now is the time to join Hogs Plus, the Netflix for Razorback fans.
Arkansas wins it. Here they come.
Documentaries, exclusive interviews,
people everywhere, and then next thing you know, it's just everybody's packed.
Insider access, and an incredible library of films.
Arkansas leads it by 3.
A membership like no other.
I don't think it gets any better than this.
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps now.
Start your free trial today at hogsplus.com.
Experience fall in Fayetteville as the Hogs return to the Hill for the SEC home opener on Saturday, October the 5th, against the Tennessee Volunteers. That's right, the Vols are coming to town for a primetime kickoff on October the 5th, and we need Razorback Stadium absolutely rocking. If you have tickets, make sure they're being used. Or if you need tickets, go online to find some today. It's the Razorback Stadium Stripeout, so be sure to plan accordingly and bring the noise on Saturday night.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank you all for your show. It's a great format in the morning. It's really nice to have knowledgeable people to wake up to and listen to. So thank you all.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we're inside of Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. I'm with my guy, Josefa. Today, it was the French toast turkey melt, but other daily specials every single day.
Yeah, Ty, we just kind of want everybody to know that we're not just sandwiches around here. We have all kinds of different specials. There's always something different right here at Lily's Sandwich Shop.
Award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. Don't believe me? Talk to Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage. My friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I got a good recommendation from a friend. You go to your Google reviews right now, you guys are at 4.9 for First Financial Mortgage.
Yeah, we've got the most Google reviews by any lending company in the River Valley by more than double. We really pride ourselves on those Google reviews, try to make everyone's experience really well, and that way they'll refer us to other people. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
And their families said they'd never amount to anything. The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's the only thing they were right about.
Yeah. They had that one better.
National, world, it can't be national, it's just World Smile Day. World Smile Day.
Pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay? Get your chin up. Smile. Smile.
God.
Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking.
Yeah, like you just lost to UNL or ULM or something.
Oh, play that again. Like hearing it back all these years later, it's still crazy.
Pick it up a little bit. Okay? Get your chin up. Smile. Smile. Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking.
First of all, there's no chance of that happening.
Wow. You do hear stuff, and it's you're like 10 years removed from it. It's like, wow, that really happened.
I remember the press conference. Like it made sense, right? When they brought John L. in to coach the team after the whole Petrino debacle. You got a good team. You got all the coaches on the staff. We're going to bring John L. in just to manage things. And then they had the opening press conference. And I remember, and love or hate Paul Feinbaum, he nailed this one. He said that was like a Branson show. It was like a Branson show when John L. had his opening press conference. Yes. I mean, that's so perfectly said. That's exactly what it was.
That was just such a bad time. That was just such a. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that was just such a bad time.
Not a lot of fun.
That was not Redemption. That was not the film Redemption.
I think the world of John L. Smith. I really
wonderful human.
But
wonderful human.
That was just a really bad time. Just a really, really. I can't state enough what a bad time that was.
Who called earlier and was talking about you better be ready for the loss on Saturday? And Chuck said, "Well, it won't be my first one in the broadcast."
I've called the loss before.
Yeah,
and there were some of them that year.
What is that like for real? What is it like when the rest of us can just turn the TV off or leave the stadium. And you're looking at this and you're like, man, we got 2.5 quarters left of this.
Kind of the way you felt from 7 o'clock on this morning. I gotta get the hell out of here. I felt that a time or two. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like that tomorrow night. I think you're going to have something to call all the way through the fourth quarter.
I think it's going to be fun. I expect the game to be decided in the fourth quarter. I may be wrong, but that's when I expect it to be decided.
0 turnovers. That's the goal.
Well, and that would be great.
That's the goal.
That would be great.
Like if you have to pick one thing, that's the thing I'm picking.
Just come ready to be loud, ready to have a good time.
The fans can influence this game, especially early, but right throughout.
Exactly right.
You know, you talk about playing well at home. I mean, that's it, like you can't just make it. You have to be the environment.
This is their second straight road game. This is their second straight road game. Tennessee second straight. I mean, go out there and play well. Give it a free shot. Take a chance.
Nobody's predicting a victory.
Yeah.
No turnovers, and I think you got a chance to win.
I think so too.
I mean, that's been their Achilles the entire season. That's been the difference.
I'll look for you.
I'll come say hi in the broadcast.
Go get a nap.
Chuck and Bo Show. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state.